Let's continue the conversation around the Comair issue and tell you about flight prices that have spiked following the suspension of Comair flights. The suspension was enforced by the South African Civil Aviation Authority following the recent spate of safety incidents at Comair. Stranded passengers have had to make alternative plans to reach their destinations. Joining me now is National Consumer Commission's Joseph Selolo. Mr. Selolo, thank you very much for your time. Can we start with the legal recourse for those passengers who hold the tickets of the airlines that are operated by Comair? Can they get their refunds if they are unable to fly immediately, or will they have to wait up until this airline sorts out its issues?
Morning to you and morning to the viewers. It's a pleasure and an honor to be on your platform. The law is very simple. If you as a supplier accept a reservation, and now the thing is with reservations, there's a specified time, date and place where your specific service will be offered. And then on the specified date, time and place, you are unable to offer the service that you undertook to, you are then required to offer a comparable service. So in this case, you can place the customers with another airline so that they can reach their destination. That's the first price. But if that fails, you then have to refund with interest. Right?
Yeah.
So that's the recourse that consumers have.
So this airline, as you and I will know, has been under business rescue. If they come back to say, we can't pay you back your monies, unfortunately, again, I ask, what legal recourse do these passengers have?
Right. In that event, the consumers will then have to lodge complaints with the National Consumer Commission for us to then prosecute the airline for having failed to provide the service that was booked in the first place, and secondly, having failed to provide a comparable service, thirdly, for having failed to effect a refund. Now, business rescue does not change the effects of the law. So the effects of the law will still apply the same way, because the fact that they are under business rescue does not change that they are a simple supplier. Right? Yes, it might present a few complications in as far as when we prosecute them, we now may have to prosecute the business rescue practitioner on behalf of the airline, but it doesn't change the rights that the consumers have to their refund.
So let's talk about the alternatives, therefore, and passengers who were previously booked with Comair flights have had to be diverted. We understand that there has been a serious price hike on the back of the issues that face Comair. Is that allowed?
Yeah, the challenge is that in South Africa there is no price control. And we really don't know what Comair's competitors, we really don't know what influences their price increase at this stage. Right? So we do not know that they simply increase their prices because one of their competitors is out of business. We know there's a lot that is happening globally, including the increase in the prices of oil. So we really do not know what created the increase. But should it be that the competitors have then increased their prices unfairly or unreasonably, that may be a contravention of the Consumer Protection Act. But I need to emphasize that at this stage, we do not know what informs such an increase.
For those passengers that are looking for these various solutions that you have communicated, who do they talk to?
So the airliner itself, Comair itself, has, because it is the one that knows who has reservations with me, the airliner itself must then communicate to its passengers. And when the passengers do not receive such communications, they must first make that inquiry with the airliner. And if they do not get the job, only then must they then contact us to lodge a complaint.
Yeah. Final question to you, sir. Let's talk about ways to protect ourselves, ordinary consumers now. Here we are, and we didn't know that, for example, if I wanted to go and buy an air ticket and I book on a flight that is associated with Comair, and then suddenly I can't fly, how do we protect ourselves from such? Or are we basically left to the elements in the market?
Yeah, you see, in this case, the consumers or the public are not at fault at all. However, what must be commended are the actions of our fellow regulator, who has executed their mandate diligently and said your flights must be grounded for reasons of not being compliant with whatever that they need to comply with. So it is unforeseen. There's no way you as a member of the public can foresee this. Probably that regulator might be able to say, maybe you can contact us before you book, I do not know. But in this case, they must be commended. Safety comes first.
Joseph Selolo is with the National Consumer Commission. Thank you very much for your time and explanation on this particular issue.